They don't care, mine. They really don't. They've got their own lives. If some friend of theirs says to them, "Oh, your dad did this," yeah, that's right, he did that. No, but they don't really care.
My kids at the time, they didn't really care. But now my grandkids think it's kind of cool. Yeah, so that's about it. But when my kids were little, when I was doing it, and they didn't really care that much. You know, it wasn't that big a deal. It's just mom's work.
That's
And
right.
I didn't get married till I was 38, and most of my animation days have been behind me. And I was still directing things like King of the Hill and Duckman and some of these other shows, but that was just me sitting in the kitchen, just writing down what I wanted the animator to do. So there's no connection that I was actually involved in a TV show. But my wife came with me to one of the shows, and she was sitting there when somebody came up to me and said, "Mr. Cook, you're a legend." That was the biggest mistake because she laughed so hard. And I just told the person, I said, "Look, I really appreciate it, but look, Stan Lee was a legend, you know, Bill Hanna, Joe Barbera legends. I was just an animator. So I certainly wasn't a legend, but it sure made for good conversation."
There were a couple of times when I was doing the She-Ra series, though, that I thought, oh, this is fun, this is cute. Because I used to go to New York twice a year to do some work, and I stayed with a good friend of mine, and she had two boys. One was about 3, and the other one was about, I guess, about 8 years old. And the first time, she told her younger son, who always walked around with a sword, you know, He-Man sword, the 3-year-old. She said, "She-Ra's coming to visit." And he went, "What?" And so when I walked in, he was standing there with his sword, you know, and he looked at me, and then he ran over to his mom and he whispered something. I said, "What are you saying?" He said, "That's not She-Ra, Mom. She-Ra's hair is yellower."